Okay, very good. So, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to everybody. Um, this is the panel about the machine learning achievements and trends for the World Artificial Intelligence Conference 2021. My name is Corrado Licata. I'll be the moderator for this panel, and I have five distinguished experts of the industry which have been invited to participate this panel. Our discussion will take about an hour, during which I will invite all the experts to present their present achievements and activities. And of course, I would like to hear from each of you uh, an insight and some insights and some visions of where you see that the machine learning applications and the artificial intelligence applications in the heavy industry or the industry in general uh, are going to. So I wish to invite now Mr. Lorenzo Croce, who is the CEO of Solano Germany, to start with the introduction and the presentation about the activities of his company. Please, Lorenzo.
Okay, thanks. So I will start now. I hope you can see it.
Yeah, we can.
Well, giusto. Allora, my name is Lorenzo Croce. As Corrado said, I'm the manager of Celano GmbH. I'm originally an electrical engineer, but I make my whole life with software development, parallel computer, and neuroinformatics. So I started my first optimization in AI works in '94. And since 2002, I'm the managing director of Solana, and we still work in the same part of AI, machine learning, and MES. So if you look what we are doing here in the heavy industry, we cover every part of steel, and in every part of that, we have application where we use this AI algorithm to handle this and to optimize the most projects. And we have a special way how we start. We call it a generic three-stage concept with integrating this IE, because we always say the first step, if you have a link between the process models and we need to observe. We have the observer part of the part where we cook the current state, then we predict some possible futures, which where we do, and then we start the AI where we are, or the ML, where we make the optimization, and that's the part. And looking at the system, that's what how we work, and that's how we think that implementing AI or machine learning algorithm works. So look at the process, predict it, and then use it. And if we see, for example, at this main part, the generic optimization tool, if we use this part, it then don't depends if you need this RE for a furnace model, where it's one of our main focus, because we came from an old furnace supplier, and we have a wide experience in this part, and there we use also RE algorithm. Oh, if you use it for a material flow, for example, and it makes to optimize the plant part, and also if you use it for circular value creations, like we use it also in that part. So you have the same focus on this part to handle this, and that is where our experience looks. We think using IE machine learning in the heavy industry, but not only there, you need to use the smart algorithm, but the first step is just keep in mind you have to know how the process is modeled. How is the process? And the third step, if you couldn't integrate this to a reliable software framework, you will not get the production product quality and efficiency what you need. And that's what our main focus is, how we use AI or machine learning in the heavy industry. We always try to implement it in a combined focus where we have the three parts together. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Lorenzo. Very, very spot on. Very clear and sharp. So please now, Mr. Charles Yap is the CEO of King Robotics, and he will introduce himself and his activities. Please, Charles.
Hi, everybody. I'm CEO and co-founder of Clean Robotics. My name is Charles Yap. My background is in social entrepreneurship. So I get involved in organizations that have double and triple bottom lines. profit motive, social bottom line, environmental bottom line. And what we're building at Clean Robotics is a product called TrashBot that uses artificial intelligence, robotics, and computer vision to detect waste as you throw it away. And it robotically sorts landfill waste from recyclables, from compost, or indeed any 3 or 4 streams more accurately than the public. And the problem that we're solving with our technology is really human confusion. People don't know where to put their items of waste at the point of disposal. And when they make mistakes at that level, it causes contamination everywhere else down the value chain for solid waste management. And the cheap problem associated with that is that then you can't sell contaminated recyclables and commodities on the open market. And so I'll just show you kind of a quick video of how it works. This is our TrashBot standard. You approach it like you would any other waste receptacle. You deposit your item of waste. At that point, the artificial intelligence and robotic system will detect and categorize that waste and then sort it into the appropriate place. What's interesting about our technology is, we are obviously a decentralized system, but it has broad-reaching implications for the recycling, commodity, and solid waste industry by capturing data and providing traceability in a way that isn't possible currently. And it also, obviously improves the quality and the quantity of materials that are eligible to be recovered. That's it.
Thank you so much. Also, very, very clear and streamlined introduction. I will invite now Mr. Jason Zhang from Daniel Industrial Automation. He's the general manager in China, and he will introduce us to the activities of Daniel, who is a big player in the metallurgy industry and what they're doing in the field of machine learning. Please, Jason.
Okay, okay, thank you. My name is Jason, and the general manager of Daniel Industrial Automation, Suzhou company. Okay, our location is in Suzhou City, China, and our revenue is 55 million euro, and our employees 82 people in China, and our industry area is metallurgical industry. And our mother company is Daniel Automation, and Italy is founded in 1969. Okay, just a brief information. So we also a lot of achievement for this machine learning. I just give some examples, especially like automatic scrap classification. This is using the computer vision to identify and classify the scrap steel to replace manual classification, which can give customer a lot of benefit of 15 million euro if you buy 1 million tons scrap steel with 3% impurity tolerance. Example, this is a really a hit help support customer to resolve their pain point. This is very unbelievable product, and it's very popular in China market now. Another one is we call QMelt. It's a digital technology of EAF which can permit the adaptive process control during all the stage of EAF production and generate a fingerprint of process to support the end users to optimize the process and save OPEX. Roughly, when we compare to the traditional one, we will be safe more than 5 to 10%, depends on different process. Another one we call Q3 Premiers is quality predictions. It's also based on IoT platform and also data-driven service. All of these three products will use several different machine learning technologies, and I think it will be also a futures for metallurgical industries. Okay, this I just give a very, very shortly examples, and we can discuss later if we have some interest. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for the presentation. Please, Nikko, it's your turn now to introduce your activities. Nikko is a senior advisor to the board of Advient, which is a company which is developing a lot of AI for heavy industry application. Nikko will lead us into their activities. Please, Nikko.
Okay. Hello. Can you see my screen at the moment?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Mikko Marcio. Digital experience since 1999, so a bit over 20 years. Over 30 business operations related to digital software and for years to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and over 100 portfolio of data-driven digital and IoT solutions. Latest, I was I was employed by ABB in a senior position, and now, like I said, that I'm same time a board member, but I as well help this Advian company as a senior advisor, where that how, for example, at the moment we have 15 cases in heavy industries that how to utilize machine learning, artificial intelligence for the betterment of the business. I think sort of as an expert panel, this is just a summary with a few of the examples that what I have seen in over 100 cases, that how much there has been too much focus on sort of islands of connectivity and intelligence, that there are too few equipment, two motors and drives, and these are sort of attached to artificial intelligence, machine learning, where I see that the major benefits are that when you are from the system to production level to value chain optimization level, and I'm really fond of at the moment how this added IoT intelligence, that how you add sort of a light technology to your operations and what type of insights you are able to get. And these are just out of these 15 example cases, these are 2 examples. As simple is that how you have a mining operations, automated drone-based stockpile inventory solution for a mining company. So how to get near real-time inventory of stockpile volumes for monitoring the mining process. And for a traditional company, traditional R&D, this is at least 1-year project, and this type of startup agile light technology, it's a bit over 1 month from start to execution and implementation. Second example as well, that there's a machine vision based quality assurance solution for a global steel company, how to identify these small holes, scratches, and then to compare that with sort of correlative data, then to get the insights. And I'm really thrilled about this sort of light technology, that how it improves the whole production, whole operations with sort of with very rapid development. Thank you.
Thanks, Mirko. Very, very interesting points. I would say later to discuss also with definitely with the other experts and panelists. So now is the turn for Mr. Marco Maritati. He is the co-CEO for a company based in Italy called Modus Operandi, which is active in robotics. So let now Mr. Marco to start the presentation.
Hello, my name is Marco Maritati. I'm an informatic engineer. I'm CEO of Modus Operandi, and I'm going to present our concept of smart robot motion, because Modus Operandi is an innovative AI cloud robotics company. We were established in 2017 in Hong Kong, and we provide software solution to optimize industrial robots. So we are focusing on smart motion for robotic arms in the manufacturing industries, basically. And our technology is in line with Made in China 2025 and Industry 4.0. What's the problem? Every manufacturer's company need to stay competitive in the market, of course, so they have to cut every year the cost that basically is brought by the rising of the cost of the energy, of the materials, and they also need to face the challenge of sustainability, because every year a huge amount of new robots are dropped in the market. So what we do basically, we like to explain our solution by an analogy. If you know, not long time ago, people used to use the paper map to find the best path to move from a point A to a point B. Then they realized to the GPS technology that optimize the path. We do the same with the robot arms. With a smart technology, we find the best path to optimize the motion. As you can see in this 3D video, we have the orange line path, that is the path optimized by human. This is the project we made with Forasia, it's a French manufacturer company. And the light blue one is the one optimized by Motus software. And as you can see, the difference between the two paths, and there's a curiosity in this moment when the arm goes over the object to move and not goes around. And this is pretty curious, but with this improvement, we're able to reduce the consumption up to 40%. And this is done by our software in a very simple way. So the four main benefits that our software technology gives is a huge reduction of energy consumption, an increase of productivity, basically in speed, an increase of the lifetime of the robots, and this helps to the challenge of sustainability. And of course, we reduce the maintenance and engineering time. And Motus is able to measure the energy consumption before and after the optimization. And this skill, many platform hasn't, so they don't know how much energy they are consuming. This is a small overview of our traction. Of course, we have partnership with some incubators like Spend, Interweekend, Hub, suppliers like Senate, Schneider Electrics, and basically our project are focused in the robotic arms in automotive field. So we have pilots project with General Motors, Volvo, and at this moment with the Daimler Benz. Just an overview of the market. At the moment, we have quite 3 million industrial robots in the market. They point to be 100 million. And basically, most of them are based in China and in the automotive market. So this is the market where our solution basically plays. That's all.
Perfect. Thank you, Marco.
That's for you.
Interesting point also here. So thank you very much for your introduction. While you were talking, I took some notes. Just a few keywords that I heard and captured, which I would like to use to spark now the discussion regarding. I would say also a little bit of clarification of what you have introduced, but definitely to start now into what could be now the developments and what could be the visions on this machine learning application. From the introduction of Lorenzo, I could understood a very clear message that no matter how good your models and numerical systems are, if you don't know your process, in the end you're ending up with something strange. So you better keep together these two things always at the same time, which is something which I personally like very much, and I apply definitely in all the things my company we do. From the presentation of Charles, I could understand something regarding value. So I mean, you are dealing with trash, but of course, because we know that in a circular economy model there is value there. So if you destroy this value basically before it has been created, you are basically out. So you have to really keep this value, actually try to improve it, increase it. So this is what came to my attention. From the presentation of Jason, I could understand a clear message regarding quality. So the applications you are developing and the direction where you're going is targeting quality. So you want to improve the quality of your products, the quality of your manufacturing, and give really this kind of value to your clients. From Nikko, I heard something regarding interconnectivity, which is also another let me say topic, another situation which definitely requires a lot of attention when you are deploying machine learning models, because in the end you need to put together a lot of things. So if your connectivity it doesn't work, it doesn't mean that you don't receive the signal, but really you are not able to elaborate the inputs and send back the outputs. In the end, your models will not deliver what they are supposed to. And from the presentation of Marco, I could really see a clear message regarding, you use the robot because you want to be competitive, and you use the robot because you really want to save, and you want to look for all the areas where there is, let me say, some hidden value again, and you want to take it out because in the end we know that if we keep doing things in the same way, we will always end up at the same point. So if we want to go farther, we need to look for a new route, and definitely it seems that your model can help us going there. So as a point of discussion, I would like to use now, because in the heavy industry we have been always involved in automation. And today, when I personally go and meet clients and talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, usually there is a little bit of confusion. Of course, there's a little bit of doubts how the AI and machine learning can help. But I really see that clients, they think that AI is like a development of the automation, which I don't see it. I mean, in my opinion, it's a different layer, but it's also different dimension. So I would like to know from you what is your experience, and how do you approach this kind of situation, and what is the feeling of your customers, Lorenzo?
Well, this is in the last few years, it's growing up, this problem, because here in Germany we have this Industry 4.0 technology where they have the main idea that you could integrate this always in the level 1, so without having an intelligence on level 2. So they think we often see customer who tell the way, I want to do this in a PLC, for example. Such strange ideas we got sometimes, because and we have also some clients which were work together and we say they think they want to do it there. But if you look at this at the layer which we had 20 years before, they make still sense, even if you have the artificial intelligence or machine learning cases in that part, because some information are always starting from the level 4, going down to the level 3, and having a look at this part, having a plant-wide look, not only at the special part of the machine, then you can try an optimization which helps you much more in that case. You still have some parts, for example, if you make a sorting algorithm or make some visualization for, then is NAI is only local. But the main focus where we work is the part where we try to optimize not only one aggregate but also shop floor wide in that case. And then you need a level which is surely much above than the level 1 or in the low level. It depends on the work, but the customer are mixing more and more. So this is still a problem, because on the other hand, you have customer who tells us, oh, that's also complicated. Putting here, I don't need it. Or I need a bottle, a box completely, a black box, which I don't have to customize. If you have to customize, or you have to support it, which more, then it got difficult. If you have a product which is finished in that case, then you can use it. Otherwise, it gets tough.
Understood. Very clear. Charles, what is your experience when you tell your clients about augmenting the capacity of automation with AI?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. So, clean robotics plays kind of in a different, I think, vertical than maybe some of the other panelists. So we're marketing our technology to public-facing, high-traffic locations like international airports, stadiums, arenas, malls, universities, and so forth. And in those settings, particularly when it comes to solid waste, the experts that we're talking to within an organization understand that the public is very bad at sorting waste. You know, in the United States, for example, choosing between just two bins, landfill and recycling, the public is less accurate than chance. About 30% is what we project. And you know, this is after decades and decades, maybe 60, 70 years of public facing education on the importance of recycling and waste sorting and how to do it, and people still can't get it. So from that point of view, it's very clear that it's a situation that is almost perfectly designed for automation. There's very little reward for the public to do things right. There's no feedback on whether they're doing it correctly, and then consequently, there's no incremental improvement to be had on any of the methods. So they kind of very quickly appreciate how artificial intelligence, computer vision, and robotics can help with that particular problem. But then there are a lot of questions within the organization about how the system actually works. How is it getting better? How do humans interact with it? What types of maintenance and other types of requirements and upkeep is kind of goes hand in hand with the technology. And there's a lot of education that we have to do. You know, waste receptacles haven't changed a whole lot, right? Our biggest competitor are solid steel tubes, and all of a sudden we're coming into the picture with robotics, computer vision, data, cellular connectivity, and so forth. And so there's quite a bit of education that has to take place for us to move forward on any particular project.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it foolproof, but in the end, there is always, let's say, some expertise required at a certain point. Again, not to destroy the value which has been created, right?
Correct.
Okay, Jason, what is your experience? You are like me in China, so you have another dimension of experience, I believe.
I think Lorenzo. I totally agree. Lorenzo's ideas. But also in China is a very special market. You know, in China we talk intelligent solution. But I think more than 90% we are talk high level automations. Yeah, we talk intelligent solution, but I think 90% we are talking high level automation. So normally in China, so if we want to talk to customer, okay, whatever they call what's the name, smart solution, intelligent solution. But I think how to say AI or machine learning also can support this high level this Chinese we call China Manufacture 2025. So when I go to customers, well, okay, we are also try to convince customer, okay, what is different, what is automation, and what is our like computing visions, and also like data mining. So how can you use the computer vision and the data mining or machine learning to support these automations? So if we want to talk to customers, we always use, we should always try to use the customer language to support and help understand what are we talking. So especially for Chinese customers, really sometimes I would say if we talk very theories, nobody understand it. So we just give them, okay, you create some scenarios, okay, like just I mentioned in my presentation, like automatic scraper clarifications. So when you told them what's the result, what's the benefit of you can get from this like computer visions. So I think it's easy for them. So I think it's a long way to go. We really need to take a long time to educate the customer to identify what is AI, what is basic automation. But anyhow, basic automation and intelligent solution or this machine learning is linked. It's not a separate. It's with develop based on these basic automations. That's it.
Correct. Thank you so much, Nikko.
Yeah, thank you. I think, well, after seeing in the last couple of years, let's say over 100 different type of customers and another 100 vendors across the globe, I think the future is rather clear that how there's a convergence or integration of automation systems, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then same time sort of the cloud edge technologies that because there's this sort of a holy grail of this autonomous operation. What seems to be having many have that idea that we would like to move how to have these autonomous operations on plant level and in sort of a sub areas and up into sort of a value chain optimization. But then it's much more difficult to to define the timeline that when all of these things will happen, because it's sort of a gradual, not revolutionary development. It's a evolution that how these things go hand in hand, and eventually these all are integrated. That we have these learning processes on system level and production level and in the whole plant.
Understood. Very clear. Marco, I think you have a hard life when you are telling people I put a robot and I replace a worker, right?
Yes, yes. The problem is like this because the word artificial intelligence became a fashioned word. Everybody, sometimes they're pretty frightened of this word. And but when you explain that maybe you can save a lot of money, they say their soul. And but another point is that you said the fear that you can be substituted. When the point is with artificial intelligence we can help humans to work better because of the many advantages they can bring, and it's another challenge to make people, to make customer understand to invest money in these new technologies. But we'll win this challenge.
Understood. Thank you so much. So I wanted to ask now a little bit of random question, but of course feel free also to bring some other question and topic to this discussion. I was browsing the website of Advian, Nikko, and I saw this statement saying unfair competitive advantage. So I was a little bit curious. I said, but usually, you always give like positive messages and not, let's say, something like "I'm gonna make you clever," right? So what does that mean, please?
Unfair advantage means that how to have a team at your side who is, because there are so many companies, so many attempts, and so much, especially because it's so much in fashion, this whole artificial intelligence, that there's so many projects are that we would like to, still we are in the world that so many companies, they have just this idea that we would like to do something with artificial intelligence. We would like to explore something with machine learning. And then you have sort of a variation that if you precisely know that what is the problem, and you have an assigned team both from the hardware side and software side and sort of the analytics, that how you combine these, that you have this type of team at your side and not just someone who would like to do and can do artificial intelligence, but not with sort of a precise competence from these problem areas.
Okay, understood. Thank you for your explanation. So Lorenzo, where do you see your AI and machine learning application going to? If you can tell us, okay. Of course, we don't want you to disclose strategic secret of your company.
Well,
like to have a little bit of a flavor.
Okay, good. What we see here is that here in Germany, what is a very big theme is it's the secular recycling in that case. So, and we try to see how we could use this different part to reintegrate the ideas in the heavy industry. So they got very interesting ideas because they must be very flexible in this case. You have a combination of different optimization problems there, which you have to handle there. And if you ask me for a special algorithm, I would say, or for a special technology, I would say, I don't know, it will change. We got always very old ideas which goes up again. And I remember so often things that I studied 30 years ago and always told me, oh, this is dead. And now they're coming back with new names. So I will be very surprised what will come. But the main idea is that when you look at the neuroinformatic, what I studied 35 years ago, they have the main ideas are still there. And what's going on here, we got very much faster computers, so you could handle much more what wasn't possible. When I remember that when I started as my first neural project was Prometheus with the Volkswagen in I don't know how many years ago it is. We had very scarce resources to handle and to make it and to try it online. And if you look what you have now, it is, I think the algorithm are there, but you got much more power, and what you could handle just now in clouds is just very interesting. So I don't think that we need much more new technologies, but maybe a combination of different parts. So that will be in that case, and combining more and looking at the different way will be the most important thing, because the main ideas are there, but looking there from another side is that what could help.
Understood. Very interesting. Very interesting point. Thank you very much, Charles. What do you see the future for ML?
That's a really interesting question. So, when I think about machine learning and AI, I also tend to pair it, at least in my mind, with robotics, because we have a robot. And in general, I look for applications where the job is dirty, dull, and dangerous, and that's kind of like the sweet spot for robotic application. One thing that I'm thinking a lot about from a robotics and an AI point of view is increasing decentralization. Lorenzo mentioned, the proliferation of much more powerful computers, but I think something that goes hand in hand with that is the reduction in costs and these types of computational platforms, as well as sensor bases and so on. And so that kind of market shift allows technologies like ours to proliferate, and it also opens up new opportunities for the application and new use cases. So I think of our company as a data and a software company disguised as a hardware company or disguised as a robotic company. And if you look at it like that, now you have the opportunity to start applying AI systems, machine learning systems, as data collection platforms in a variety of use cases. And I think that's kind of the future. Another kind of commonly used term for this type of vision is IoT, the Internet of Things, but you can add a intelligent layer over that using AI and artificial intelligence.
Okay, understood. Very clear. So data and algorithms to move on. Thank you so much, Jason.
Okay. Well, when we're talking for application of like AI or machine learning, so because we are always a lot of discussion with customers, so my personal proposal is that we should sometime we need to sit in customer side in their position to think about AI or machine learning, how can support them. Because a lot of these whatever arm partners or unpartnered or similar like arm suppliers, we're always thinking what a product, what a develop a fantastic product. But sometimes we didn't sit in customer side to think about what I want. So sometimes when we are when I work for my previous companies, they develop very fantastic like quality prediction systems. But when come go to the market, and it looks like it's not really suitable for this market. So sometimes my personal idea is that we should a lot of discussion, need a discussion with customer, sit in last side, okay, to think about how can support the customer to optimize the operation cost, how can optimize the process, how to make a better quality, something like this. Then I think AI or machine learning can maybe have a big development or popular in this market. This is my idea.
Very interesting answer. Yes. Thank you very much, Nikko.
Yeah, I was just thinking when hearing what others were saying, that I think what we all would agree that there's so much technology already existed there, how to get the data out from something. Then we have the algorithms that have been there for decades. I think the near-term biggest change that we are able to get benefit, how we people, how how do we accept these things, and how do we really take advantage of these things? Because we are talking about companies that has existed 100 years, and there's a lot of heritage in the companies, and how things are done, and how different professions are show their professionalism in different sort of working roles. So I think the biggest next steps will be that how we as people we are able to adapt, and how we are able to utilize what is already at the moment available out there.
Okay, so for you is more a question of, let me say, efficiency, right? So we have more than we will need, and actually we should first exploit what we have, and then we can move to.
Yeah, to sort of that how we people that we accept that how we can be more curious what can be done. We can be more sort of out of the box, and we need to accept that certain things will replace human brains and this, but it doesn't happen overnight. But still, I think there's so much resistance from us people that yes, that everything is available there, but still we have this that doubts that will it work in my company, or will it work in this environment. So I think we people we need to develop more at the moment.
Understood. Very good. Thank you, Marco.
Yes, I think that Motus is the youngest company in this panel. We established just a few years ago, and in between there was also the pandemic. So we have to do a lot of work of research and development. And also, if we consider the jump of the numbers of robot, as I said before, from 3 millions to 100 millions, this is a fact that we have to manage. And an important thing is also to have a look at to the sustainability of this thing, to the reduction of energy consumption of the planet resources, because time is an hurry, and then we have to focus this. I think there's a sort of a change of paradigm in front of the first industrial revolution many years ago. So the challenge is we want to develop, we want to do more, but we have also to not stress the plant resources, not substitute people. And so there's a lot of things to do in research.
Yeah, certainly, exactly. So we also interesting to know about the life cycle of a robot at this point, because I remember when the big wave of the renewable energy came, and they put a lot of wind turbines here and there. Everybody was happy. Somebody was complaining about the big spot on the landscapes and so on. But it seems that it's becoming now an issue in many countries, especially I read about the U.S. a few months back, that all the blades up of these turbines, when they are at the end of their life cycle, they don't know where to put them, because nobody thought about how to recycle them. So they are going to fill lands here and there. So I hope that with the robots will not happen the same, and we will have cemeteries of robots in few years, instead of having let's say centers where you can revamp and you can let's say reprogram your robot, for
Yes.
your life, right?
And also about energy consumption, because we noticed that at the moment they don't know how much energy the robots is consuming until they not receive the bill, and this is not acceptable. Our software do this. Our software is able to measure how much energy the robot is consuming doing its work.
Yeah, at least in the first place, and then you get the actuals, and then you compare the the delta. Right, exactly. Just to utilize the last few minutes of the panel, is there any topic or any question each of you would like to ask somebody else, or ask me, for example? Please, up to you. The stage is yours. So the topics which we had of course, recently it's been always about the COVID, people who don't travel, and so we had to move to a new normal life. So we had to do a lot of telcos from home, and we had to think also about how to get others to work, and think about how to move goods around, and so a lot of topics, a lot of things which we have thought over in the last I would say 16 to 17 months. So I think there are a lot of things where AI and ML they can jump in. So I fully let's say align my ideas with Nikko saying yes, vision could be basically to try to utilize what we already have, and find other gaps, so this can be definitely the way to go.
I have a quick question for Marco.
Yes,
So,
please.
something that is that we talk a lot about at Clean Robotics, in particular with our clients, is obviously we're counting every item of waste that goes through our system, and we have some benchmarks and rules of thumb about if you're able to divert, for example, 1 ton of recyclables, that is equivalent to 5 tons of CO2 that's abated. And we find that with our customers that resonates very strongly. You know, not just the solid waste implications, but also the carbon abatement implications. Obviously, with the energy savings that you're able to generate with your algorithm, I think that's a very direct kind of line. Do you find any interest around circularity, carbon abatement, and just the sustainable aspects of the energy efficiencies? Does that resonate with your client base as well?
Yes, as I said before, the sustainability is one of the challenges we have to face. Of course, the most important aspect is the one of the energy saving in terms of money for the company. This is the most important aspect they look at. And we're trying, as I said before, to educate also the customers in this way.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. So if there are no other points, I think we can wrap up the discussion here. And I would like to thank you very much, all of you, Lorenzo, Charles, Jason, Nikko, and Marco. Your contribution has been definitely outstanding, and I look forward to develop some of the topics together. So we can also, of course, cross also among you, and I look forward to get more insights. Thank you very much, and you all stay safe.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Corrado.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.